Hello there, investor. Today I'm going to be showing you through my outdoor athlete marketing and representation agency, and we're trying to build authentic athlete brands in the outdoor sports industry. So, what's the problem at hand? Right now, we see a lot of outdoor athletes kind of lack that representation and negotiation support that a lot of these other kind of big names have in other kind of sports areas, along with no guidance on any pitching or securing sponsorships. When there's a lot of strong talent out there and a lot of social followings that go under monetized. And there's also a ton of brands with authentic outdoor creators, but lack kind of this direct pipeline to getting some of that money and through those sponsorships. And there's also a large gap between athlete potential and brand opportunities. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to close that gap. So, what is my mission statement or vision? I want to empower outdoor athletes through authentic storytelling. I want to build sustainable personal brands. I want to connect athletes with aligned outdoor companies, and I want to professionalize a growing but undeserved athlete market. Uh, Something that I've really seen here is that all these outdoor athletes go super unnoticed, and I feel like there's a space, there's a market where I could step in and I could kind of help these athletes reach their full potential. And that's what we're trying to do here. So, what is my unique value proposition? So, we have a super niche focus. It's going to be mainly climbers, surfers, mountain bikers, and trail athletes. And with that, we're also going to be doing athlete representation and creative studio. So, as well as that, me and my team, we have a lot of outdoor culture knowledge. We've been watching Red Bull and all of other competitors for a very long time, and we kind of understand the market. So we understand how we personally like when people brand themselves, and I feel like that would be super good, and for us to have a lot of knowledge of that. We're also super empathy driven and design thinking approach. And we have athletes treated as individual brands, not just influencers. I feel like there's a big difference there when it comes to being your own brand, especially as a sports athlete. Okay, going into the business model, how are we going to make money? Well, we're going to be doing 15 to 20% commission on all sponsorship deals. We will be providing creative services such as photo, video, and social media management, along with a lot of events that we are going to be doing that also have athlete brand kind of collaborations. We'll make some money off of that. And then, excuse me. We'll be doing long-term kind of co-branded merchandise and product lines, especially towards later down the line, especially after a large following has been grown. And then we will also have just reoccurring revenue from ongoing sponsorships, renewals, as year after year we have to create new contracts and we'll potentially get better contracts. Okay, what milestones have we achieved so far? And there's one on here that we have yet to achieve, but we will be getting to. So we have conducted interviews validating some athlete kind of pain points, like what's the problem, right? And we have identified that already. And this was this December. We confirmed that there's a over a $1 trillion outdoor recreation market. And I feel like we're really trying to tap into that. And there's such a huge market that I feel like even with a bunch of other competitors, we'll still be able to get in there and get a good foot in that door. Uh, but we're trying to do right now is establish early partnerships with creators and gyms. It's a little bit harder. We've been talking in person with people and trying to get these partnerships. That's partly why I'm coming to you as well, hoping you can help me with that. But we should be getting that done in early 2026. I feel like we have a good start and we'll be able to finish that. We have developed our brand identity and our outreach pipeline. Some great people on the team that have helped really like show us who we are and what we'd like to be. And then we have also identified 20 plus potential athlete clients to on board. I mean, as I've said before, we've been big fans of the outdoor scene. So we already have 20 plus potential athletes that we feel have been helped underserved that we feel like if we helped them, they could grow their brand so much more. Um, and we would love to help them. Like I said before, this is the team. So I have the CEO, me, just creator of the idea, and then we have marketing lead Soren Gregory. He's another marketing student here, good friend of mine. We're both big on the outdoor, sorry, excuse me, industry. So I just thought it'd be great to bring him on. Then we have the athlete manager, Orion Moreno. He's been one of my best friends forever. We've grown up playing sports together. I feel like he's a really good people person, and I feel like he would just really put the team together. And then we have operations and finance, Xavier. He's a finance student here. Also a really good friend of mine. Trust him. He's going to be great help for the team. Okay. A big part now. We have who is our direct competitor. So Wasserman is one of the biggest competitors out there that is directly that do exactly what we're trying to do. They represent athletes across action sports such as like surfing, skating, snowboard or skiing, and BMX. They've really got like strong brand partnerships and a lot of global sponsorship network, which we were gonna have to be competing against, which will be tough. But like I said before, I feel like there's a door um, that we could sneak our foot into. They're huge, so that's kind of one of their bad points. A lot of these outdoor athletes get less individualized attention, which we'd be able to apply or have because we are starting off small. Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, they're also not focused on any of these emerging sports, like I said before, climbing or trail running. That's something that I've been starting to get into, and it seems like a really interesting market that we can really tap into. Um, and then they're not really good with the community storytelling that I was talking about. We would love that authentic brand out of each and every single one of these athletes. All right, now we're moving on to our indirect competitor, Red Bull, which I'm sure everybody knows. They're a massive content engine for outdoor and action sports. See their ads all the time, see them doing crazy stunts. It's really cool. Um, they sponsor and showcase these elite like adventure athletes, and they prioritize that like high production um, and really focus on their brand, but they don't really offer that personalized representation or contract negotiation that we will be able to supply for these personal athletes. And they only work with top tier athletes, leaving a lot of emerging athletes unsupported, which we will be able to step into. Yeah. And we will be seeking from you 150,000 to 300,000 in startup capital, um, just to get us up and running. Athlete onboarding is going to be cost some money, and brand partnerships. We are very unknown, so that will take a good chunk of money. We need to hire like photo shoots, get those videos and social. We need people on that, which will be tough at the beginning. Then any marketing or promotional campaigns just to get us up and going. The travel's very expensive, especially nowadays. It pop-up events and even competitions is something that I was been thinking about kind of working on. And then any part-time staff and contractors. In return, though, you will get a 10 to 15% equity in a fast-growing outdoor market. Like I said before, over $1 trillion in that recreation market. Um, and then you'll have access to reoccurring revenue streams with the 15 to 20% athlete sponsorship commissions, annual creative service retainers, and co-branded events and campaigns. And we are projected year two, our revenue to be 250K to 300K, which would be huge. We'd be able to start from basically no debt. And our plan is to sell the agency as soon as the company scales to 50 plus athlete and expand into media, merchandise, and branded events. So that will probably be, we're thinking around year five is when that would get done. And I, you would get that 10 to 15% stake. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you invest with us.